Today on 2+U Nevada.
The quilt top might be put together by one woman, then it's quilted by someone else, the binding's put on by someone else with the label. So a lot of hands touch the quilt before it's delivered.
Providing love in the form of blankets. The group Loving Laps and how they're caring for our community's homebound and care home seniors.
Our mission is to provide youth and the underserved in our community with quality performing arts opportunities and education. And for us, that means there is no barrier that they can present that we would not overcome to provide the opportunity for them.
Providing performing arts experience for everyone. The organization in Northern Nevada specializing in theater for the neurodivergent.
Stagecoach is a small community. We're only 2,000 people, but we honor our veterans. We want to make sure everyone in our youth understand the sacrifices that were made in World War II and all our conflicts.
This Sunday is Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day, the story of one area community ensuring our World War II veterans are acknowledged for their sacrifice. You're watching 2+U Nevada. Thank you for joining us for this edition of 2+U Nevada. I'm Sarah Johns, your host. This morning, my mom read me a quote and she said on the phone, "Stop what you're doing and listen." So I'm asking you to stop what you are doing right now and listen to these words. If you have food to eat, clothes to wear, a roof over your head and a bed to sleep in, you're richer than most people in the world. If you have money and freedom to move, you're already in the top 20%. If your body is healthy, you're luckier than millions who won't survive this week. If you can read and understand this, you're more fortunate than billions who cannot. Pause, breathe, be thankful. Now, Mom also sent me the post, and it doesn't have an attribution, only kind and human, which I think is the social media page. But this quote got me today, which is why I had to share it with you. I hope it helps anyone who needed to hear those words. We have an awesome show today. Later in this episode, you're going to learn about the most awesome 9-year-old who, through a simple act of kindness, removing some snow, ended up saving many lives. Don't go anywhere. We are thrilled to have you joining us today for 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada, and joining us this afternoon, Mandy Brenand, the Vice Chair of the Lyon County Stagecoach Citizen Advisory Board. Mandy, thank you so much for being here this afternoon.
Thank you for inviting me.
You know, we're very excited to have you here because we're talking about something super important. This weekend is, of course, the anniversary of Pearl Harbor, and it's Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day on Sunday, December 7th. And when I was looking online for local ways that we're honoring the Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day, yours was the only event that I could find in our region. And that makes me, first of all, sad but proud for Stagecoach, that Stagecoach is doing this. And explain to everybody at home why you are doing this. And it's going to be a great ceremony.
It will be a great ceremony, and it's got a little bit of history. So I applied and was appointed to the Stagecoach Citizen Advisory Board several years ago, and we meet at our Stagecoach Community Center. And in front of the Community Center, and Stagecoach is rather deserty and weedy and sandy, and we, in front of the Community Center, there was a lot of weeds. We do have a flagpole. It's a very cute flagpole with a little Stagecoach on top, and there's a portal sign in front of that flagpole. But as a group with the community, we went out and we were trying to decide if we should do a volunteer cleanup day to clean up the weeds. Yeah. And lo and behold, we find this memorial buried in the weeds. So as a community and the surrounding communities, we got together, we cleaned up the weeds, we took down the memorial, we polished it, we sanded it, we stained it, we repainted it. The portal signs, which are protect and are behind the memorial, were in real bad shape too. So we approached the Silver Springs Area Chamber of Commerce, which Silver Springs is part of. And they purchased not only purchased 2 new portal signs for us, but also agreed to put additional signs commemorating Pearl Harbor on the back side of those. So as you look at the memorial now, you can see the back side of this. And
so this is actually a second rededication.
So when we did this, when we decided to clean up, we looked into the history of this memorial. So it was originally installed by the Fort Churchill VFW post, which is no longer active, in 1991 to commemorate the 50th anniversary of Pearl Harbor. And that was originally the metal plaque encased in metal with plexiglass in the front. And in 2018, we're guessing that the residents found that in disrepair. They took that down, they did just what we did, they restored it, and they added to it. They got with the Fernley High School welding class, and they made a metal silhouette of the USS Nevada, BB-36. They installed it on wood and placed it behind the memorial. And they actually rededicated it in 2018. So here we are in 2025, 7 years later, and we fixed this memorial up. We have new signs. The new portal signs, by the way, the community voted on the logo that we have. So the community picked that design. And we were trying to figure out a way that this would never happen. So the purpose of this rededication is threefold. So first and foremost is to honor our veterans and those who died at Pearl Harbor. Second is to get the word out. There is a World War II Pearl Harbor memorial in Stagecoach, and I wasn't even aware of that several years ago.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of the community members aren't aware of that. So we want to get the word out about it.
And it's so important that we have that. Like, why do you feel it? You know, I tell my kids, they don't know, they weren't here for 9/11. So I tell them that it was devastating. But my family tells me they remember, you know, when Pearl Harbor happened. And so it's sad because we're so many generations removed that the weight of what Pearl Harbor was for our country, you know, was kind of
getting lost.
You know? Yeah.
And that's the third reason that we're doing this rededication, is to set up a framework of maintenance to keep this memorial so it never ends up in a state of disrepair, and to make sure people visit it. I mean, Stagecoach is a small community. We're only 2,000 people, but we honor our veterans. We want to make sure everyone in our youth understand the sacrifices that were made in World War II and all our conflicts.
Yeah.
And, you know, this is a special Remembrance Day. So that's why we're doing a rededication, a second rededication, only 7 years ago after the previous one, as we want to keep it in good shape.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you're doing this. I'm glad that you've got a framework to keep it in shape. And let's talk about, I mean, this is a pretty big deal. You've got some phenomenal participants in this weekend's ceremony. So not only do you have a choir, you said?
So we have, I'm going to get the name right.
Yeah.
Reno Elks Troublemakers Choir, an entire choir from the Reno Elks Lodge. They will be singing not only the national anthem, but a selection of patriotic songs. And I want to say, I was pretty floored when I was reaching out to people, how many people wanted to be part of this ceremony. It really is nice to hear that.
And then you also said the Carson High School Navy JROTC.
Yes, we'll be doing the color guard from Carson City. So that is really an honor that they're coming out and doing that for us. We also have Jonathan Burnett. He will have a 70-pound miniature replica of the Liberty Bell for the tolling of the bell. So that's pretty awesome to hear an actual bell tolling. Veterans Coalition, they will have a live bugler playing taps. And when I first was doing this, I couldn't even find anybody that played the bugle anymore. So this is pretty great that we have a live bugler. Yerington VFW post will be doing a volley of 3-gun salute. They won't be doing the 21-gun salute because that's reserved for dignitaries, but they will be doing the volley with not live rounds, but with rifles. And then, we will have the moment of silence to honor him. We will also have our Lyon County Commissioner, our representative, Tammy Hendricks. Commissioner Hendricks will be doing the welcome and also the actual rededication declaration.
Well, I'm so glad that you're putting on such a phenomenal event to recognize and remember Pearl Harbor. It's very important that we tell people where to go.
Okay, so one final thing I want to say that I just found out about the ceremony is we just recently found out that we will also have 2 very honored guests attending, 2 World War II survivors, and there are not a lot of survivors left anymore. So that's a big honor that they'll be attending.
Huge. We need to get out there and support them. Okay, so there are apparently 2 Stagecoach Community Centers.
So this one,
if you Google Stagecoach Community Center, where do people go?
So make sure you put 8204 West Highway 50, Stagecoach. There is also a Stagecoach Community Center in Carson City, so make sure you don't go to that one. The cross street is Cheyenne Trail on the one in Stagecoach. So just make sure you end up at the community center in Stagecoach and not at the one in Carson.
Mandy, thank you so much for putting all of this effort in to making sure that we also continue to honor our history and our veterans of World War II and those who survived Pearl Harbor, and to remember those who perished at Pearl Harbor. And thank you for coming here today to tell folks about this event.
You're welcome. And I just want to say it's not just me. It was our board. It was our community. It was surrounding community. It was a group effort.
Way to go, Lyon County.
Yes.
You're watching 2+U Nevada. Watching 2+U Nevada, and I am joined this afternoon by 2 amazing women who are doing so much good in our community. Sheila Capurro, member, and Denise Yan, a chair of Loving Laps. Now, ladies, you were just describing to me where Loving Laps comes in the hierarchy of this volunteer, let's call it wedding cake. So we've got neighbors, newcomers, and neighbors is the big base of the cake. That's the main group. Then 1 tier up, we've got North-South Quilters, and that's a group. And within that group, then we've got the, what do you call the cake topper? The cake topper, Loving Laps. And these ladies are with Loving Laps, and I love what you do. You, first of all, have such beautiful quilts. We'll talk about how these come to be here in a minute. But you deliver these quilts, and in fact, you just donated 350 quilts.
Yes, on Tuesday.
So earlier in the year, you donated 350 quilts to, Sheila, explain to me who you deliver these to.
They go to seniors that are in long-term care that maybe don't have a family member that might bring them something. And then through Catholic Charities, our nurse takes them out to homebound seniors that we deliver food to and bring a quilt to them.
And I love, you were telling me that Catholic Charities who are delivering these to the homebound seniors, nurses are actually the people who deliver it, because we've got these homebound seniors and they don't necessarily have the opportunity to go out and get something like a nice comfortable quilt to keep them warm. And the nurses are checking up on them as well.
That is correct. And delivering food. And it's all over northern Nevada. It's Elko, Ely, Winnemucca. It's all in northern Nevada.
Well, and Denise, explain to me, and I'm just going to set my notes aside for a second because this is absolutely gorgeous. I picked this one because I thought that it went with our set, and I just love the colors of this. This is so high quality, such beautiful work. And you said there could be multiple hands on one quilt. Explain the process when you ladies get together, and I assumed ladies, my bad, ladies and gentlemen, get together to quilt. You meet once a month, and multiple hands make a blanket. Explain what goes into this.
So we do meet once a month on the first Tuesday, and for the day. And people can bring sewing machines if they want to actually put together a quilt top. They can come and help us match fabrics. It takes a lot to coordinate all the fabrics for a quilt.
Yes, because I mean, this obviously has a specific, but these are gorgeous too. Here, hold that one up for people to see.
So this one's lovely too.
And so you're matching the fabrics. So you all get together as a group and you're setting these all aside. Okay, so here's my question. Because these are so beautiful and so well done. Do you have to be a good quilter to be a member of this group?
If you want to just come and cut fabrics, you can do that. Or you can come and match fabrics. Like when someone brings a quilt top back, we need to find a backing for it, and we need to find a binding for it. And so the quilt top might be put together by one woman, then it's quilted by someone else, the binding's put on by someone else with the label. So a lot of hands touch the quilt before it's delivered.
That is so beautiful. And I love how you're doing this for good. How did that come about? How did it come about that you are giving this to seniors in care homes or homebound seniors?
Well, about 20 years ago, another woman in our quilt club named Oma started the idea. And it's just been kind of going for years and years. And I've been doing it for about 8 years now. And the idea is to make sure that patients in long-term care facilities that don't have someone to bring them something get a quilt. And they're lap-size quilts. So, they don't take, it's not like making a king-size quilt.
Right.
So you don't have to be that experienced as a quilter. But so we want to make sure that those people get them, and then the homebound seniors that Catholic Charities serve.
For these seniors, if they're in wheelchairs, how does that work? Do you have specific sizes for anyone who might be sitting in a wheelchair?
Well, that's why we do lap-size quilts. They're about 45 by 60. And so that works well if you're in a wheelchair or if you're not in a wheelchair. It's just a lap-size quilt.
Okay, so now I'm going to ask a really silly question, but I imagine that a lot of this fabric is donated and that a lot of this is volunteer work, and these are not inexpensive quilts to make. So could someone who might have a drawer full of material commission a quilt from you guys on a donation basis? So then that way a quilt that you make me and my child could then benefit your group if I pay you for it. How does that work?
We haven't done that, but all the fabrics are donated.
Okay, so
the only thing that we have to buy is the batting that goes in the quilts, and our quilt club pays for that.
Okay.
So if people want to donate
my
fabric,
selfish attempt. Enough about your good work, but can you do this for me? No. No, really and truly, ladies, this is amazing. So all of this fabric is donated, and that's great too, because let's say that you are going through an elder parent's home who maybe not be as mobile anymore and not be a crafter anymore. If you're finding drawers full of material, or we know what it's like when you are a crafter and you've got a whole bunch of shelves of material, right, that you haven't gotten to in a decade, and you've decided you want to, re-up your inventory, they can donate that to you, right?
Absolutely.
How does someone go about doing that?
Well, they could email me at lovinglaps@gmail.com. Okay. That's the best way to reach me, and I will certainly get back to them right away.
Thank you both for everything that you are doing for the elders in our community. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
You're watching 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada. Very excited to have Jillian Helgett here with us. She is the president of the board of Theatreworks Northern Nevada. And Jillian, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us about your organization. This is your passion project, you said.
It is, yeah, definitely. Theatreworks of Northern Nevada is a 501c3 nonprofit. We provide theater for children of all ages, but specifically specialize in children who are neurodivergent, have behavioral issues, or a background of being outcast from other programs due to the things that they're facing.
We are very lucky in the Truckee Meadows to have a very supportive community of the theater. But talk about how it's important that theater is accessible to everyone.
Yeah, so that's actually what our mission is. So our mission is to provide youth and the underserved in our community with quality performing arts opportunities and education. And for us, that means there is no barrier that they can present that we would not overcome to provide the opportunity for them. So whether that is financial or even transportation, we have children who are sometimes in various states of houselessness or are going through being outcast due to coming out to be a part of the LGBTQ community. We provide a service to them to always have a safe space within our walls.
And Theatreworks is providing this this art to everyone in our community. How do you find your actors? How do you find the people, or are they finding you?
I mean, a little bit of both, right? They find us sometimes through our social media, through our website, through word of mouth, which is a huge thing for us because people have the experience with us and they're able to share that with people. We also have gone into the Paiute tribe. We work heavily with our center, as well as the Justin Hope Foundation, both great nonprofits in our area that specialize in people that have, different backgrounds and walks of life. And we reach out to those communities in hopes of finding more children who need live theater.
Before we sat down and did this interview, you were telling me that you have had cast sizes between 12 and 40. So how do you recruit your cast?
We reach out to the schools. We have a lot of children that have been with us since they were really little and now they're in high school and they bring friends. We do a lot of social media outreach as well. All the kiddos are on social media today. And then of course our website and coming on, local community shows like yours.
And then, of course, I just asked you about how do you recruit your cast, but then how do you get your scripts? Because I'm learning that scripts aren't cheap.
They're not cheap, no. And, it used to drive me crazy, but then I realized that we are actually taking someone else's artwork and presenting it in our own form. And artists deserve to be paid. That's one thing that we really believe in our theater, and we do our best to pay our directors, our crew members, and our lighting and sound people. That's its own form of art. So for our scripts, we're actually, even though it's very painful sometimes because they are very expensive, it's important that we pay for those. So there are companies out there across the country, ones that own the musicals, that own plays, and they have catalogs, online platforms, and we just find the ones that fit our shows and our kids the best.
And then when you have these kids performing, do they have to pay a fee for participation?
No. So we have a cast fee that is in no way mandatory. If the families are able to afford it, that's wonderful. And if not, that's okay. We provide that service no matter what.
So Theatreworks is a nonprofit 501c3. And for anyone out there who wants to donate to you because you are providing accessibility for a wide range of actors out there, where do they go? How do they help you?
The best way to help us is to come to one of our shows, purchase a ticket, sit in our audience, support our kids, give them the love that they deserve and that they've worked hard for in their rehearsal process. But also on our website, twnn.org. You can donate right there on the website. You can also email us, theatreworks.nv@gmail.com, and we can set up a way for you to donate as well.
And what about some upcoming initiatives to get more people involved in Theatreworks?
Yeah, so we actually do annual fundraisers. We have a holiday fundraiser coming up where we're going to be making Santa's cookie trays. So we try to do things that are not necessarily theater related, but are still artistic and fun, and just a more fun way to raise funds for the organization. But then you get to take something home with you as well.
And again, what I love about your organization that you mentioned is that you are in partnership with other neurodivergent organizations in the community, like Justin Hope, such a great, other 501c3 in the community. Partnerships are so important for you.
Yeah, just in general, I think it's important as a community that we support one another. I think that it's kind of surprising sometimes when you come to Reno and you see all of these theaters, because that's really kind of unheard of in the world, that there's so many beautiful theaters. But all of us support one another as well. The community here in Reno is so special, and especially the arts community.
Well, I can't thank you enough for what you are doing for our youth, for our kids out there, for the theater community. And again, if people want to go to your website, where do they go?
twnn.org.
Jillian, thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
You're watching 2+ Nevada. You are watching 2+ Nevada, and I'm so excited to have the Spanish Springs Pop Warner Cougars here with us this afternoon. Head coach Jason McNeil joining us with some members of your team. Why don't you tell us who's here?
Yeah, here we got Liam McNeil over here. We got our General Louie, we call the captain, and then we got Blake over here.
We are so excited to have you all here. Such a big event coming up. You guys just won the Snowball Championship, which now means you get to go to nationals. And even though you've won championships for 3 years in a row, because these boys are now 9 years old, they can go to nationals?
Yeah, so this year they actually qualify for nationals. We do have a upcoming game this next weekend against Alaska. We do have to win that game, and once we win that, we would qualify for nationals in North Carolina.
Well, we all need to get out there and support you guys, especially you said you're playing Alaska?
Yeah, we have a team from Alaska coming down. They generated over about 30 grand to come down here and play us, so they're ready to go.
Oh, well, we need to support you. So we'll get to that a little bit later,
Yeah.
okay? So first and foremost, tell me a little bit about the Pop Warner organization.
Yeah, Pop Warner organization's been around for a long time. I mean, I played in it, and now it's really centralizes over high school. They're trying to get feeder programs, so they kind of represent their high school, and these guys represent Spanish Springs, and you obviously have the other teams that represent the other high schools as well. So it's just a great organization. It's the only one we have here now in town. They used to have a couple other organizations, but now it's just one full Pop Warner.
Okay, and how long have you been coaching these boys?
I've been coaching these guys since they were 6.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And the same team, basically the same members of the team have been the same team for all these championships moving up.
Yeah, usually, I mean, ever since 6U, you get more kids as they go, but the core group of kids are kind of stayed together, so it's been pretty special for them.
How many teams did they have to beat in order to qualify for the Nationals?
So you have your regular season, which we had about 7 games. We won all those, and then we had 2 playoff games, and then the championship, which we just won 2 weekends ago, and then now one more to get to the big shot.
Okay, and as a coach, what is it like seeing them be so successful?
Oh, it's the best. It's the best feeling. I think, you think long term with these kids. You want to prepare them for high school, and when they get there, that's the big goal. Winning in Pop Warner, that's fun, but our main goal is to see them progress, and so they get ready for that high school level. And I think this group of kids, especially, I think they're ready for it.
And how many kids are on it's the 9U Spanish Springs Cougars. How many kids are on that team?
We have 24 kids on the team at the moment, yeah.
As a parent, what I loved hearing is you said every player on the team plays.
Yes, yeah, every kid gets to play. That's the great thing about Pop Warner. They do make sure that every kid does get to play. So and honestly, the whole team, it's hard getting them to all play because they're all so good. So you have to kind of find schemes and way to get them all in because they're so good, and you want to make sure every kid gets to play,
Sure. And then in order to get to the Nationals game, the Pop Warner Nationals, that's in Charlotte, North Carolina in December.
Yes.
So what's it going to take to get you all there? 24 team members and the coaches and families. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's going to take, the community coming together and get, as much support as we can get. Donations obviously would help. It's an expensive trip. But yeah, we just would love the support from the community to get them there. And that's pretty much what we need to get there.
So where can the community go to give you these donations?
We're going to send a bunch of links like on Instagram. Hopefully they'll post them on your guys' channel.
We will post it. So Let me just stop you right there. You see the link on your screen? That's where you go to help donate. So average cost per child to go to Nationals. Do we know that number yet?
Yeah, I think it's around probably $1,500 to $2,000 per child to get there. Okay. So we've raised about $20,000 so far, and our goal is to try and get to about $25,000 to $30,000.
Wow. And where will the money go?
Oh, it goes straight to them. Yeah, it goes to all their travels, to the coaches. That's, we want to bring every coach down there. We do have 9 coaches, and we want their families to get there. So everything goes to them, goes to the team. It'll go to any swag we can get for the kids because they love that. But it all goes to that. That's what we've been raising since the beginning of the season, is for this big championship game or tournament in North Carolina.
So we've got less than a minute left. With that, you were talking about high school and the Spanish Springs Cougars. We're hoping that these young men go and play for the high school Spanish Springs Cougars. But this year, the team's...
Yeah, the high school's playing for a big game. They play Friday for the zone championship, and my nephew Tyson McNeil, he's the leader of that team, and it's going to be a good one. And these kids, they idolize that team, and we want the community to come out and support them as well this Friday. against Minnesota. Go Cougars.
Well, Jason, thank you so much. Boys, thank you for being so good for this interview. Good luck to you. You've got the community rooting for you. Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much. Thank you.
You're watching 2+U Nevada. Welcome back. We have another installment of the series, The Dish. This week, we dive into a unique cuisine which incorporates influences from several cultures. In Alhambra, east of downtown Los Angeles, Dolan's is a go-to spot for Uyghur dishes. The name comes from an area in Central Asia where the owner's family is from. For him, his mission goes far beyond the kitchen. CBS's Vladimir Dutiers takes us inside.
There's no shortage of delicious Asian cuisine in LA's San Gabriel Valley. But Dolan's stands apart as one of few restaurants serving up hearty dishes like these hand-pulled noodles and buttery breads stuffed with juicy meat and onions. These are traditional dishes of the Uyghur people.
Uyghur culture is not Turkish culture and it's not Chinese culture. It's its own
unique Uyghur culture.
Owner Bugra Arkeen says that Uyghur food is for everyone.
It's a beautiful blend of Central Asia, Middle Eastern, and Chinese influence. They brought their own taste. For example, our big plate chicken dish, it's a beautiful like a mixture of Chinese culinary culture with Uyghur cuisine.
The Uyghur people are a predominantly Muslim ethnic group native to Central Asia. Around 11 to 12 million Uyghurs live in East Turkestan, a region that was renamed Xinjiang when it became part of Northwest China in 1949 after the Chinese Communist Revolution.
Uyghur community in LA is very small.
How small?
A few hundred people.
How many of you?
Entire Southern California.
Arkeen didn't always set out to open a restaurant when he came to the States in 2015 to study international public policy and management at the University of Southern California. But his plans to return home and pursue a career in business were cut short by the Chinese government's ongoing persecution of Uyghurs.
My family actually visited me when I was at school. And right after that, their passport was all taken away.
So if you were to go back, you could also face persecution.
Of course, 100%.
You wouldn't be able to come back.
No, I will be disappeared.
What does disappeared mean?
Maybe prison, maybe die.
Even killed.
Even killed.
Just for the crime of
To
being a
study
student here
in the US,
the United States.
as a Uyghur. They are killing and harming Uyghur people.
And your own father has
My
been
own father.
in
detained
prison?
In prison.
How long?
Since 2018.
Since 2018.
Yes.
And you haven't seen him since then?
No, I never heard his voice.
You haven't even heard his voice?
Yes.
Do you have any news of how he's doing?
My mom, she still can visit him. He's in very bad shape. He's 62 years old.
Feeling hopeless toward the atrocities affecting his people and his family, Arkeen opened Dolan's to spread awareness.
Opening a restaurant, it could be like a space to educate people of our history and tradition.
His menu now attracts customers across 3 locations in Los Angeles.
Traditionally, we just eat with skewers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Done. Easy. I love lamb. So this is it's tender.
And it's seemingly endless.
No way.
I got to try a little bit of everything.
Yum. It is such a perfect noodle. Like chewy and tender, but also unbelievable.
Through providing this country with a taste of his home, Arkeen hopes to preserve his heritage.
It's more than a restaurant. It's kind of part of my identity. And if people come to a restaurant to try this incredible food and have like a greater appreciation of Uyghur culture, I think I will feel like I have accomplished something.
Are you a business or nonprofit and want to be featured on 2+U Nevada? Have a Mom to Mom Monday, a Try It Tuesday, or even a cute pic you just want to show us? The whole point of 2+U Nevada is the plus you. You can send us your content by visiting our website. Head to 2news.com and click on 2+U Nevada, or you can email us at 2+UNevada@ktvn.com. We'll be right back. Now to an inspiring story of kindness that ended up so much more. A 9-year-old boy in Fort Dodge, Iowa, is being rewarded for taking action that may have helped the fire department save lives. Abigail Curtin spoke with the boy about his small act that made a big difference.
Snow, snow, and more snow. That's what city and state crews have been clearing from Fort Dodge's sidewalks and roads since this weekend's winter weather. With such a heavy snowfall, the city put out a call for families and their kids to help clear another essential part of city infrastructure, fire hydrants. And that's where Colton Holmes came to the rescue.
I want to help people out and be a hero.
Amidst his time in the snow, Colton answered the city's call, clearing out the fire hydrant near his house to make it easier for firefighters to access. A nice gesture that turned into a life-saving action just a day later.
Given the situation, the heavy snowfall recently, time was of the essence.
The Fort Dodge Fire Department used this fire hydrant to help them put out a structure fire that ended up displacing several people and pets.
Fire actually doubles in size every minute, so the fact that we didn't have to dig out a fire hydrant saved us an immense amount of time.
And as a reward for his bravery, the fire department wanted to give Colton something to thank him.
What I want to give you here, buddy, is I got a patch for you.
Whoa, fire department.
And I also have a challenge coin.
A patch and challenge coin to remember to be a leader, in addition to a ride to school in a fire truck next Friday.
The fire department says the people and pets who were displaced are getting help from the United Way. Now to a different type of hero. I guess you could call them the Paw Patrol. A pack of therapy dogs is ready to comfort patients at UCI Health in Irvine. It's a new facility set to open next week. CBS LA's Michelle Guile shows us how the Paw Patrol is getting ready to provide their special kind of care.
No, tickle, tickle. Some scratches.
A fuzzy trio is making the rounds at the new UC Irvine Hospital. UCI Health welcomed Peanut, Pixel, and Meg to the facility, which is set to open to the public next week. The pups, with their volunteer owners, are part of a Paw Patrol, offering comfort to sick patients.
You can see almost instantly that they feel more back to their normal life, and you can just put their medical issues that they came in from the emergency room temporarily just like behind that.
Therapy dogs have walked the halls at UCI's Trauma Center in Orange for years. Thursday, it was time for a meet and greet with the incoming staff in Irvine.
She's very active. She gets 3 walks a day.
It was tough to tell who enjoyed it more, the nurses or the pooches who loved the kisses and the belly rubs.
So you go.
It's Pixel.
Pixel is the focal point.
14 dogs make up the UCI hospital team. Each has a trading card with a picture and stats on the back, like favorite treats.
She'll be 10 in March.
And her breed is Miki, and that's a Maltese, Japanese Chin, and Papillon.
Just like her name suggests, Peanut weighs in at 5 pounds, and the big furry Newfoundland, Meg, just shy of 165. They visit patient rooms and are even allowed to climb on the furniture.
This is Meg. Hi. They're on the patient's beds. We wander the hospital. We do get patient requests. So we do visit those requested patients.
The dogs will be ready to greet patients on opening day, which is next Wednesday. They'll be rounding 7 days a week. In Irvine, Michelle Geely, CBS LA.
And while we're on the concept of canines, this next story comes to us from just over the hill in Sacramento. It's about a dog named Choco, who has been missing from his family for 5 years. His return home is right in time for a Christmas miracle.
Like most people at the airport, this pup is homeward bound.
The owner, kept searching for him but could not find him.
He's been delayed in his travels back to Sacramento for 5 years.
So lucky.
Because Choco went missing from his home in Antelope in 2021.
He's so happy. Look at his tail. He's so excited for you.
He turned up, of all places, near Detroit, Michigan, tied to a fence. No one knows how he got there, more than 2,000 miles from home.
He was sheltered at the Lincoln Park Animal Shelter.
His rescue is all thanks to a microchip and a dedicated California group helping Paws and Claws.
And this is proof positive that that works. And this is why he's coming home today.
I actually contacted Penny before I contacted my husband to give our miles to fly Penny and the dog.
And after a short drive home,
Choco, hola Choco, get up, hola Choco. He's so old.
His new life feels all too familiar.
My heart is beating out of my chest.
Choco's owners in Antelope had nearly given up hope they'd ever see him again.
I found out that he is an escape artist.
His family has grown, and with his return, is now complete.
Extremely shocked. I call the number. She's like, yes, he's in Lincoln. You're talking about Lincoln, California, right? No, Lincoln, Michigan. You don't like the cold, huh, buddy?
They question most how in the world he became a nomadic traveler.
Migrate your dogs, people. A story like mine can be your story next. You're home, buddy.
The perfect ending to a storybook tale.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm back.
Getting Choco home for the holidays.
Looking to lighten the mood today? Some Friday Funnies for you. Coming up next. You may remember we've got a new segment. We are calling it Friday Funnies. You could say that it's our series on dad jokes. We will go out in the community to hear your quick-witted quips, but also you send them to us, especially if you have a kiddo who loves making people laugh. Thank you to all of this week's jokesters.
What do you call a bear with no teeth?
What?
A gummy bear.
I love it.
Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field.
Okay, what do you call a fake noodle? An impasta.
Why was the baby strawberry crying?
Why?
The parents were in a jam.
And we leave you with those laughs this afternoon. Maybe you could use them at a holiday party this weekend. Thank you for inviting us into your home today. We look forward to joining you each weekday at 3 for 2 Plus U, Nevada. 2 News Nevada at 4 starts now.